Hello everyone, I'm the FlightlessBird and it's your story-based gaming channel, and welcome back to our blind let's play of Gabriel Knight, Sins of Our Father, the 20th year anniversary edition. We just completed day 4, and I really liked day 4. The 3 dragon puzzle was really cool. Checking a log just to make sure we need to see anything. Heartrage just called and said he has something on the Veve from the murders. He was so excited that I was worried he passed out. Nothing wrong with the passionate academic, but I hope he'll be more calm by the time I get there. He's disturbing my commitment to never hurrying. So we need to go back to the university, but before we do that, we're going to check our newspaper.
Times dated June 22nd, 1993. Disgusted with the state of the Voodoo murder case, Gabriel turns right to his horoscope. The shadow upon you is no longer reversible.
Well, that's
Wonderful.
ominous. The Dixieland Deuce Dance Festival. Next weekend will feature the 15th annual Dixieland Deuce Jazz Festival, an all-day outdoors affair celebrating jazz of all kinds and for all ages. Jazz performers will play for free throughout the day at various venues, including up and down Bourbon Street. Many local restaurants, cafes, and bars will be providing performance space as well. See the local events section for the full festival schedule of performances and locations. Yeah, nothing new about the murders because, hey, the case is closed, right? By the way, this guy is still staring at us through this window.
Get the hell out of here.
The figure outside does not respond.
I mean, can we call the cops or something and say that there's a guy just staring at us, or I don't know. Hi, Grace.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Have any new messages or anything? No, but we do have New Orleans and a request research highlighted.
How do you feel about New Orleans these days?
I'd rather be anywhere else in the world right now.
Could you...
Sure.
Investigate the Rada drums. That's right, they were communicating through the drums.
Could you research Rada drums for me?
Rada drums? Sure. I don't think we have any books on that topic in the shop, but I'll contact our suppliers. Assuming any of them will extend you any credit.
Tell them it's an emergency.
Uh-huh. I can see where a Rada drum book would be incredibly urgent. Anything else?
No, actually, thank you very much. Okay, there's quite a few stuff we need to do today. For one, we can now go to the Moonbeam residence, and we want to do a circle of everything as well. I think what I'll do is I'll try to stick to the objectives first, and then backtrack through other locations, because he may give me information that I can use on other people. Hello? Hey, Prof.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
What's the good word?
Hello?
Hartridge?
Oh my Jesus.
Oh God, not again.
What in the world? Oh, that's not good at all. We'll examine this last. Let's look around the room first.
Exotic fish lend even more color to the cluttered office.
You want me to talk to a fish?
Hey, they might have saw something.
Gabriel doesn't want to upset the fish. It's an enormous stone head. Gabriel doesn't want to disturb Hartridge's treasures.
Why not? It's not like he needs any more.
It's Hartridge's file cabinet. The filing cabinet is locked.
Okay, make a note of that. Filing cabinet's locked.
A wastebasket next to the desk is filled with crumpled paper. There's nothing of interest in the wastebasket.
Okay, no. Might have thrown something of importance.
That mask is quite hideous. Gabriel doesn't want to disturb Hartridge's treasures.
Creepy statue.
The squatter grins maliciously at Gabriel. Gabriel,
Yeah, he seems to say that every single time we
the
try to take
carved
something.
stone head looks African and is very old.
Almost looks Easter Islandish. The returning nose and chin.
The shelves behind Hartridge's desk are full of old books. Gabriel's seen enough old books to last a lifetime.
Well, you are a connoisseur of books, right?
The shelves behind
Okay, it's the same thing there.
a round pottery vessel hangs from the ceiling. Gabriel doesn't want to. An old globe sits atop Hartridge's file cabinet.
I have one of these globes. Like almost exact same globe too, with the stand and the metal around it.
Gabriel fights the urge to give the globe a spin.
I think it broke though, unfortunately. It's a really cool globe. Okay, let's look at the desk.
There must be something here about what Hartridge found out about that Veve.
Okay, notes, pencil. Let's start with the pencil. We can pick it up. Uh-huh. What?
Damn, this is his notepad. But the top sheet's been taken.
Okay. Well, we can make notes with this, right? What happens if we just do this? Maybe there's an indentation. Aha, look. It's working.
Hartridge's notes. This must be about the Veve.
Aha. Basically, press so hard it goes through the paper. Anything else here?
Nothing else looks related to my case.
This is a crime scene. Gabriel wants to disturb it as little as possible. The visitor's chair looks unsteady and a little low to the ground. Gabriel doesn't feel comfortable sitting around here under the circumstances.
I don't blame him.
He's looked better.
Yeah, he has.
Whatever Hartridge may have learned, he can't share it with Gabriel now. At least not vocally. That would be up to the coroner.
I'm not touching that body.
I was seeing if we could find a key.
Gabriel doesn't feel
Partridge chair.
This is a crime.
Okay, I was trying to find a key, but I did not. So that makes me think that's just locked, just to be locked.
Nothing else looks related.
Let's take a look at what we found, shall we?
Hartridge's notes are scribbled on the notepad paper.
Can we take
Thank
a
God
breath? There we
Hartridge
go.
was a doodler.
Authentic. Benin. So the only thing I can see here is something is authentic. And he was killed over it. You know what? I think we should leave before we get arrested. Probably should go to the police office and let our buddy
Before
mostly
leaving
know.
the university, Gabriel notifies campus security about Hartridge's body.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Let's see if we can go to the police station. I do want to go to the Moonbeam residence, but considering we just found a dead body. Oh, look. Girls having some fun.
3 nearly identical little girls are playing jump rope outside the station. There's something a little off about them.
Well, if you want to add creepiness to a horror, take little children and make them look all exactly the same, wearing all the exact same things. Hey, it worked in The Shining, right? To be honest, I've never actually seen The Shining. I've just seen, you know, clips and trailers of it. I probably know the entire movie. I should really watch it someday, I think.
Gabriel's double Dutch skills leave something to be desired.
Of all the things I could go to jail for, that is not going to be one of them.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Okay, so we can't do anything with the girls.
Hey,
The drummer looks at Gabriel but says nothing in return.
Can't do anything with the drummer. Let's head inside. I was going to see if we could do something with the jump rope, but he says nope. Hey Frick, how you doing, buddy? Let me guess, what do you want?
can I bother you again, officer?
What is it this time?
Ah, I was close. Schottenjäger.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Can't say that I have, but it sounds dirty.
Okay, let's go see if we can talk to Mosley. Into the office we go. Hey, bud, I have some things to tell you.
Detective Mosley. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it, you wanker?
Hey, do you know there was a dead body found in the university?
Can I ask you about...
You're the right.
Ooh, a lot of stuff here.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No? Is that anything like a Chuck Yeager?
I don't think there's any relation. Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Not since the last time you asked.
Crash is dead.
What? What are you talking about? I let him go yesterday.
Yeah, and I watched him die yesterday at St. Louis Cathedral.
At the cathedral? I guess he was trying to get a last-minute A-train ticket, huh? Poor bastard.
I think you should go find the body at the morgue. He was killed by the Voodoo Cult. Crash said...
Crash said? What, he mentioned pink elephants too?
Aren't you going to investigate?
Civilians. Did you actually see someone kill him?
Let's think about Voodoo. You
no,
don't know.
actually, I was with him
there.
when he died. Could have been poison, though.
Yeah, well, when they get the body in, they'll do a quick autopsy, standard procedure. If it's anything other than an overdose, I'll get a report.
You know, I'm thinking of maybe a voodoo doll where someone basically choked him to death.
There's been another murder. A professor at Tulane.
Oh, Christ. You're not gonna start this again.
Just listen. This guy's name is Hartridge. He was a professor in African studies at Tulane. Well, yesterday I went to see him about the Voodoo Murders case. He agreed to do some research for me. He calls me up this morning, tells me he's on to something big, and when I get over there, the guy's dead.
You know, you're really getting your ass in a sling over this thing, Knight.
It's not about me. Look, Hartridge's death looked just like Crash's. I'm telling you, they were both murdered, and by the same people who did the Voodoo Murders.
Did either Crash or this new guy have their hearts ripped out?
No.
No.
Then there's nothing to link either to the Voodoo Murders M.O. Besides that, the case is closed, Knight. If the coroner's report asks for a homicide investigation on either of these guys, fine. But it's not going to be related to the Voodoo Murders case unless we find damn good reason to do so.
But I'm the link to the Voodoo Murders case. Don't you see?
Look, if I were you, I wouldn't repeat that to anyone. Because if I weren't an old friend of yours, I might take you seriously and lock you up.
That's actually a good point.
As it is, maybe you should start keeping your mouth shut and not involve other people with this shit if you think it's so dangerous.
That's a bad point. Actually, that's a really good point. But if we don't continue our investigation, more people are going to end up dead. Let's show them this sheet of paper.
I have this. Take a look at these notes. They're from Professor Hartridge at Tulane University.
Yeah? What about him?
They confirm that the pattern for the murders is of African origin.
And authentic.
Really? That's incredible, isn't it? Something like that showing up here.
It's been here for quite some time, so it seems.
I'm impressed. Okay, you convinced me. The murders were done by a legitimate voodoo cult.
Aha. But we still need a lead, right? Before we can open the case, we need a couple more things. And I don't have those things yet. Okay, let's go ahead and take off. And we shall go to the Moonbeam residence. Place I've been wanting to go for a couple days now. Oh, hello.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait! Gabriel Knight.
Yeah,
You're
Dr.
too
John
quick
told me.
for me.
Told you.
Actually, Dr. John told me.
I told you.
You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Well, there's a lot of things. First off, this place is rad. Haha. Snake cage, lamps, mask, Asla Loa machine? What? Let's check the snake cage first.
A large, sluggish snake rests on the floor of the fancy bird cage. Apparently, Magenta is not a fastidious housekeeper. A shed skin shares the cage with its original owner.
Thank you for saying that as quickly as you could, narrator. I appreciate it.
Magentia's snake looks a little sickly, but Gabriel would still rather not stick his hand in the cage. Magenta Moonbeam is wrapped in gauze and silks. She looks vaguely mysterious and mysteriously vague.
Ceiling lamp.
It's an old-fashioned parlor lamp hung with crystals.
Okay, let's check the mask.
The mask is made of carved wood and looks African.
What happens if you take it?
Gabriel figures that many men have picked up things in Magentia's parlor, but he'd rather not.
Ask the little war machine.
There's a chest in the corner that looks like a carnival machine.
Can we do anything with this?
Gabriel figures that many men have picked up things in Magentia's parlor, but he'd rather not.
What about the use icon?
It's impolite to mess with other people's stuff. Gabriel should wait until he's asked.
Okay, so we may have to come back to this in a second.
Magentia's bottles probably contain secret ritual concoctions. A large crystal ball is prominently displayed. A small draped table displays a crystal ball.
Anything under the table? Because you know that's how they do it, right?
Gabriel figures that...
Okay, that's just the same.
Gabriel... It's not that easy to get a message from the crystal ball.
Okay, I think it's time to talk to Madame Moonbeam.
She's really not my type. Could I ask you a few questions?
I do want to show her items.
Of course, Seeker.
I want to talk to her first. A lot of things to talk about. As always, we'll start with some chats.
Dr. John tells me you're a voodoo practitioner of some kind.
Yes, I'm a voodooian, a voodoo priestess.
Nice place you've got here.
Thank you. For me, it's a sort of temple.
I can see that. Do you get many people in here on an average day?
Some days, the need for my power is greater than others. But I have many regular clients who would be lost without my vision, Mr. Knight.
I can imagine. That's a great-looking mask on the wall.
It's from Africa. A gift to me from Queen Tabitha.
Do you know Dr. John well?
Oh, yes. We are old friends. Those with gifts are often drawn together.
So we may have to be careful with her if she's in the league with Dr. John. Presuming, of course, Dr. John is up to anything nefarious.
So let's say I came to you wanting to attract a woman. What would you advise?
I wouldn't think you have any trouble attracting women, Mr. Knight.
No, I guess I don't. So what advice do you give your clients?
I tell them to follow the light, be aware of the darkness, and always get expert spiritual advice from someone with the sight.
That's what I thought you'd say.
Grigri.
Give me an example of Grigri.
All right, here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match. A spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
You know, I thought I saw that on Supernatural. Doesn't the crossroad demon also take your soul? I know it's something different, but...
Give me an example of Grigri.
Here's an old hoodoo, Dr. Grigri. Place a dime under your client's tongue. If the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
Huh. Why a dime? Like, couldn't it have been a nickel or something else?
Give me an example of Grigri.
To send someone away, take a rotten egg and write that person's name on it 9 times. You can also write on it where you want to send that person to. Take it and throw it against his door at midnight.
Or you could just, you know, make him go away with the putrid smell of the rotten egg.
Here's a nasty one. To kill someone, get a sock or shoe that belongs to that person. Put graveyard dirt in it and bury it under their front steps.
Does that work?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Well, that's good to know. I don't think I want to try it either.
To ensure the safety of your child, cut a lock of its hair while it is still a baby and keep it with you. The child must have all its hair before it can die.
These are interesting.
They're very old. The gree-gree that I prepare is much more powerful, I can assure you. But I don't give out those secrets.
Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
Oh, anything, I guess.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in Nolens. I came here from Kansas as a young woman. I began studying voodoo more than 20 years ago. I'm well versed in the magical arts. Many non-believers come to me. They are usually believers when they leave.
Ooh.
Dr. John sends me many seekers, such as yourself. I am happy here with my clientele and my snake.
Yeah, your snake doesn't look too good, by the way. Tell me about your business.
How did you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame. I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes. What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
Do you do anything else?
I'm a voodooian. That is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
How many voodooians are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course, the level and the power of the voodooians differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
I can't think of anything else. Okay, now, this time we need to make sure we skip over the yellow one. This last time, yeah. The one time we mess up is the one time it matters most.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Much of a voodooian's work is protecting her clients from the spells of others. I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
You know, that's actually a really clever business tactic because as far as a person knows, they're protected. But if they're never being attacked by anything evil, then it doesn't matter if the enchantment's working or not. But if there is nothing attacking them and a person is paranoid that someone is, they'll pay money to get something that may or may not work, but as far as they know, it's going to work. Yeah, I know it. Okay, I'm a little skeptic about, you know, voodoo and other type of enchantments. I do believe that there are curses and there are evil things that work in the world, but yeah, I'm a little skeptical when it comes to, you know, things like crystal balls and palm readings and stuff like that. But in this world, yeah, I believe anything in this world. I mean, based on what we've seen.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries. I have told you all it is proper for you to know, Mr. Knight.
Okay, new topic, the murders.
What do you know about the Voodoo Murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
Yeah, I believe that.
Fake? Let me tell you about fake. If I get information through the grapevine and make use of it, is that fake? No. That is part of a voodooian's power. If people don't believe, there's not much I can do. But if they do believe, that is a part of my power too. But there are things, monsieur, Thing's not even a little bit fake, I can tell you. Believe it or not, but stay away from it.
Sorry, I clicked a little too fast here because I thought I was going to repeat it. But apparently it says, what do you think about some people who say the murders were fake, I imagine.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on fine-tuning my spiritual antennae, Monsieur Knight. And I get a clear signal from that direction. Beware.
Beware.
What can you tell me about Nolans?
Nolans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
And Nolans?
What can...
It is a fascinating city with many dark secrets.
What...
It is my favorite place in the world.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Tell me more about snakes.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give away my trade secrets.
Okay, let's skip over St. John's Eve.
Do you have any idea what Cabrice and Call means?
No, I don't.
Feves?
Do you know anything about Veves?
I don't know anything about that.
What about Marie Laveau?
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Okay. What about Animal Mask?
Tell me about the animal masks.
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They're too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndful?
There are many voodoo churches in Nolans, no?
Yes, but have you heard of a secret voodoo houndful?
Wherever did you hear such a ridiculous story? There is no such thing.
What about Black Voodoo?
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
It is the oldest, darkest heart of voodoo.
And anything
Do you
else?
know anything about black voodoo?
There are some things it's better not to know about, Monsieur Knight.
Does Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I don't know anything about that.
Have you ever heard of Dambala?
I don't know anything about that.
Man, just nothing.
Have you ever heard the word Schattenjäger?
I don't know anything about that.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Oh, a bunch of things here.
Where did you get Grimwald?
She belonged to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her. She's named after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Grimwald doesn't sound Egyptian.
I only know what the spirits tell me, monsieur. I am sure they know better than we.
Yeah, I guess so. What about handling Grimwald?
How did you learn how to handle Grimwald?
I told you, a great voodoo queen taught me. She learned from Marie Laveau herself.
Uh-huh. Fascinating.
And the scales?
Would you consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
No, I couldn't do that. You might do some gree-gree of your own, no? One must be very careful with such things. Hair clippings, nail parings, and snake scales.
Are you sure you wouldn't consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
I told you, I couldn't do that.
Okay, can you show me?
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
Oh boy. I don't like snakes. Maybe we can do something here.
Magentia's movements are as liquid and sinuous as those of the snake.
Can we use the snake scale, possibly?
She's a bit busy at the moment.
No. What do we do here?
She's a bit...
Is there something else we're supposed to, like, use while she's dancing?
It's impolite to mess with other people.
I missed something.
There. Truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it.
Okay, so we have to do something when she's dancing. I just have
Can I ask you-
no idea
Certain-
what that thing is just yet. Probably have to go through the rest of the day and come back here a bit later.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve. It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild. They wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know, Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake, Lake Pontchartrain.
Sometimes in the lake. Huh. Okay. I'll have to go back and visit. I gotta do something with the snake. I just don't know what it is. We can't use anything on the snake cage. Can we show her the scale?
Since Magentia has a snake, it might be best not to discuss the snake scales with her.
What else?
That doesn't seem to work that way.
Okay, let's just go down the list of things and see if we can get
That doesn't
anything out of her while we hear.
That doesn't...
Snake tattoo,
That doesn't...
snake bracelet. Here we go. Here's something.
Does this mean anything to you?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, but if you know where I can buy one...
Sorry, it would be rather hard to find one these days.
Oh, well, so be it.
Okay, what else? Clock letter?
Gabriel...
No, we probably know that's not something. Rate a photo. This is not gonna be anything.
Gabriel...
Yeah. Crocodile mask?
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Yes, but we don't use those anymore.
Wolfgang Summer, don't need. Voodoo article.
That doesn't...
Priestess guys, no. What about the reconstructive Veve?
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magical symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No.
And how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks, tons.
Okay, what else? Phone book page, probably not. Voodoo code, maybe.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Ah, the Voodoo Code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
I'm afraid I could never translate this code for an outsider such as yourself, Monsieur Knight.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. Why not make it easy on me, Sierra? Sketchbook?
That doesn't work.
Or flyer?
That doesn't...
Yeah, I know, that's kind of a dumb thing. What about the murder photo?
Could you look at this and tell me if you recognize anything about it?
This is dark voodoo.
That's from those voodoo murders, isn't it? That has nothing to do with me.
Okay, she didn't say dark voodoo. I was about to say, get that away from me. Guess not. Okay, I can't see what else we're supposed to do here. She dances with the snake, and then we had to do something with the snake. I just don't know what exactly to do with the snake. I don't know if we had the item in our inventory yet to deal with the snake. We might. But what I would like to do first is just explore the rest of the map.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
And come back
As
here.
you wish. Peace and harmony be yours.
Right.
You know, just check everything out first before we bang our head against the wall watching her dance 15 times while we try to use every single item. She did mention the Pontchartrain Lake. Or Lake Pontchartrain. Don't really know if there's anything new here though, because nothing is new. The only thing I can think of to do new here would be to take the reconstructive
That
dive.
doesn't seem to work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so I can't see anything that we're supposed to do here. We could go to Grandma Knight's house, but I don't know if she'll have... Well, let's just go. I was about to say I don't know if she'll have any new information, but it doesn't hurt to check. Besides, it's good to say hi to the Gran. Hi, Gran. How are you?
It's my favorite grandson. How nice.
It's good
Your
to see
only
you.
grandson, but nice try, Gran.
Because she doesn't know a lot about voodoo or anything like that. But
Can we talk?
she may have some new information. Nope, nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and use the Hartridge note because I don't know what else that we could possibly say to her.
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
Sorry.
No, okay. As we continue our journey here on this part of the map, let's go to the Getty Mansion and see if our girl is here today and if she's willing to talk. And if she's not, we can roll this place out entirely for today, probably.
Miss Getty is busy, officer, and has instructed me to wish you good luck. That is all.
If you just tell her...
Goodbye, sir.
Okay, that's a dead end. Continuing on. Where to next? Probably talk to someone. Dr. John? The drugstore? Probably Dr. John, right? He would be our best source of information. Polling house? Probably not. Let's go to Dr. John. I have a strong feeling about him, especially with the new items we found. Whoa!
Why is it so dark in here?
What is going on here?
Dr. John? Hello?
There's a snake to the left. Look out, there's a snake.
Uh-oh.
We need to get the snake off us.
That won't help get the...
How do we get a python off us? Tweezers?
That won't help get...
I really don't want to be dead. Can we try that again?
Wait, did I just die from getting choked to death by a snake? I think I did. Thankfully there's a retry button because we haven't saved recently. Save the game. Okay, apparently you can die now. And there's a giant snake that attacks us. I don't know how to get the snake off us because I don't see any type of weapon or anything that we could use. We're avoiding the Voodoo Museum for now. Yeah, let's avoid that place. So apparently we're dealing with some dangerous people now because we can die. That's a thing. We couldn't die on previous days, or at least not that I know of.
Can I ask you just...
You know anything about Schottenjäger?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Man, I don't even know what language that is.
It's probably German.
Anything new?
These is black days. Something in the air, you know? Black days.
Well, yeah, in another life, I just got strangled to death by a snake.
Nice weather we're having.
Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm busy? St. John Eve coming, I got to be ready.
Okay, let's take off. How are we gonna deal with that snake? Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.